With Halo now heading to the Sony PlayStation,
Halo.
us Xbox fans really get to relive what it must have been like to be a Sega fan in early 2001 when Sega
Okay, so we're already doing the console war thing where we compare Microsoft to Sega. Okay.
of course, came out and announced that the Dreamcast would be ceasing production, that they would no longer be producing games for the Dreamcast, and that their whole venture into the path of video gaming hardware was coming to an end. That
I mean, but isn't that like completely different than what Microsoft has going on right now? It seems like they're still making hardware, right? They literally just had hardware come out. They said that they're going to make a new console that's going to be backwards compatibility, right? And have PC capabilities. I don't understand these talking points.
is the level of seismic shift that the video game industry is now experiencing. However, the writing has been on the wall here for quite some time. I think you could have seen this coming. I saw it coming just over 3 years ago.
I saw it coming.
And as, like I said, an almost 2 decades long gamer on Xbox, I did
My boy said, "The fuck is wrong with his brows?" Yo, he constantly looks surprised. Like he's like this. Like I don't know. Maybe he's nervous. I don't know, but he does look like he is very shocked.
indeed jump ship over to PS5 and haven't really looked back since. However, I am kind of getting a little
But I mean, come on, he's a new guy, man. Be nice, you guys.
bit sick and tired of these kumbaya content creators that
Oh,
want to celebrate this as some huge win for gamers and that now we can all come together and
I mean, how is it not a huge win for gamers and pause come together, right? Pause. But I mean, what's wrong with gamers celebrating games? How is that a bad thing? How were gamers divided on this, right? Like, who actually took this console wars shit seriously, right? I thought that it was always people just pause coming together and discussing gaming. I thought that was always the point.
we can stop the console wars and fanboyism can go away
Yes.
and that's a real problem for the industry.
Yes.
That, in my opinion, is a complete misreading of not
Oh.
only why people are angry,
Oh.
rightly so, in my opinion.
No, 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 no. It's 1,000% why they're angry. 1,000%. Are you kidding me? How else can you spin it? What's a logical reason for you to be upset that Halo is on PlayStation, right? If you're an Xbox fanboy, right? Other than the fact that you don't want people playing your exclusive games. And that shit is childish. There's no other way around it, right? Who's this guy? It is Shooter Stew, right? He's new to Ekbok, right? Crocodile Dundee spitting.
In some respects, but also a misreading of the business and what exclusives did for video gaming and for video
I mean, maybe in the past, right? Not nowadays.
game consoles in a lot of ways. So I'm going to go through both of these key points in a little bit of detail and let's see if you guys agree with me. I'm Shooter.
Woo! Yeah, let's
brand
see.
new gaming content
See, this is Shooter, a brand new gaming content creator.
creator here on YouTube and
But he's let's get into it.
everywhere else you may be watching this video. Subscribe if you are new. I'm trying to bring an actual passion for video gaming back to video gaming content, which I think is kind of sort of
Oh, an actual passion for gaming by defending fanboys, right? Because those are the guys who really care about gaming, right? Shout out to Raymond Webb, right? He says, "What's better than you and her at the same time?" Damn. Talk that shit, Raymond Webb.
missing at the moment. So be sure to subscribe, hit like on this video, and leave me your comments below. I want to know what you think. Do you agree with me that some of these other commentators are missing the point here?
No.
And that this could actually
I already don't agree with you, but I mean, hey, change my mind, brother, right?
have some consequences on the industry and on the types of video games that we're going to get in the future that are not necessarily going to be good. Let me know below, and I had a great conversation with some people back and forth on my first 2 videos here, so let's keep that going.
Well, that's good.
So let's start out with the fact here that a lot of these kumbaya content creators who are trying to dress this up as some huge victory
Next time, I think you should use some names. So what kumbaya content creators are you talking about?
for video gamers and for the industry as a whole are really just throwing this word around, and of course that is fanboyism. The only reason people are angry or upset about this is because they're fanboys. And
Yes, and that's a tell. That's a tell, right? When you see somebody getting upset that more people have the ability to play games, like actually getting seriously upset to the point where you're crashing out or you're damn near in tears, you're flicking off the camera and shit like that. Yes, 1,000% fanboy detected.
you know, what sense does it make to defend your plastic box versus my plastic box?
Or any plastic box, right? What sense does it make to defend any corporation, right? What's the point of that, right? Unless I guess maybe if you work for them or maybe if you own that corporation, I don't know. Maybe if you're getting a cut.
These people are all morons. All they want to do is argue on the internet all day. Hold up.
I mean, that's what they're doing, right? But of course, every now and then we have a console war fanboy apologist from the looks of it.
Wait a second. That is about the lowest level, least critical argument that I think I have ever heard. If we actually trace fanboyism to what it actually comes from and what it actually means, it's
Shout out to Raymond Webb again, yo. That dude is on fire. He says all games should be everywhere. I agree, right? I guess that makes me a kumbaya content creator, right?
a lot more
Nigga got caterpillars on eyebrows. Holy shit. I'm not gonna lie, his eyebrows are wicked.
than simply these people just like arguing on the internet about their little plastic boxes.
That's exactly what you guys are doing. And to make it even crazier, you're getting up here and you're defending them, right? Very wicked way to go. But to each his own.
I mean, please grow up and get some analytical teeth behind you.
Analytical teeth behind you. From the guy defending console fanboys who defend corporations, there's no way you said that with a straight face.
What is fanboyism? In a lot of ways, it's driven by socioeconomic factors, isn't it?
Wow.
The fact that if you're a kid and you're in a poorer household, or you're an adult who's struggling to make ends meet.
Okay, I mean, maybe if you're a kid and your parents are like, hey, we're only going to buy one console, I can understand that. But as you get older, as you mature, I can understand as a kid you building nostalgia. You're a fucking kid, right? Every time you boot up whatever your console of choice is, you see the little logo splash screen or whatever the fuck, you see the little transition. I can understand you having nostalgia and enjoying that, but as you become an adult, you understand that it's just a corporation that wants your money, right? And you grow out of that shit, right? I mean, come on, dog, right? I mean, you can still like the console, but being a fanboy is completely different, right? Shout out to Raymond Webb again. Holy shit. W's for this man, Raymond Webb. He's going off. He says, set those Clippers at 3 for them brows. Yo, them brows are wicked.
You might have to make a choice. You might not be able to afford every single console out there, so you make a choice to buy one over the other. And what tended to be the real biggest factor in that decision, of course, exclusive games.
Okay, but isn't that a negative thing? That they pretty much made games exclusive, so you guys had to buy and jump over paywalls. How does that help the consumer? Especially if you're talking about socioeconomic conditions, right? You're trying to advocate for, I guess people who don't make as much. Wouldn't games being everywhere, wouldn't that benefit them? Like, what does this even mean?
So once people made their socioeconomic choice, often really a forced choice because they couldn't just go and buy every single console out there.
It was not a forced choice. It was what the fuck? A forced choice because everyone at a certain age, you're just forced to choose your console and choose correctly, right? Which one is going to have the most exclusives? It's not a forced choice. They decided to buy that, right? So now they look for validation behind their purchase, right? So they be out here fucking glazing their little plastic box. Shout out to Raymond Webb, man. He said he probably puts up with the Zohan for the brush. Damn. Yo, Raymond Webb is cooking, yo. Shout out to my dog, man.
What would happen? They would start to become loyal to their chosen console.
Yeah, corporate slaves, yes. Glazers.
Nintendo fans, Sony fans,
cock sleeves, yes.
Xbox fans,
yes.
Sega,
all of them. Cringe.
Fans.
Cringe.
And what does that mean? It means they want their console to do.
It means that they show some type of alliance with a company that doesn't give a fuck about them. And I think that's cringe, right? And that's why a lot of people clown them, right? A lot of people. That's why it's very interesting. I haven't seen a lot of fanboy apologists. I'm from the UK, and I'm sorry we have such idiots. Hey, man, I'm liking what I'm hearing so far. This guy's good.
Well, they want it to succeed because they are literally financially invested in that system.
What financial investment? A financial investment to keep paying. What's their reward for their financial investment? They get the chance to buy another fucking game. What type of damn financial investment is that? This guy right here, dog.
They want to know they've made the right choice.
Oh yeah. We know. They want validation for their hardware. He keeps on looking over. Are you reading the script? Do you have bullet points, right? What's the method to your madness? This guy has a forehead to rival Lono's. He's been watching Lono for sure, right? Certified lover boy, certified eyebrows. What? Escanor, fuck him up. Oh man, is this a freshman really teaching us about fanboys? Yes, that's exactly this rookie. This new guy's coming in, and he's the fanboy apologist. That's his fucking nickname from now on. I ain't never seen no shit like this. Shout out to Mac City Entertainment. I'm glad exclusives die, right? Shout out to the based UK. Yeah, he's representing right now.
System. And what comes from that? Next step along the line here. It's not just my plastic box versus your plastic box.
That's exactly what it is.
After you've made your...
And you keep on saying my plastic box versus your plastic box. Nigga, like... What if people don't wrap their identity around the game, around the machine that they play their game on, right? Like, I just don't understand this terminology. It's so weird, right? You could really tell where his headset is at.
Choice, your socioeconomic choice, usually driven by exclusives, and now you want the platform to do what?
Driven by exclusives, right? Shout out to Raymond Webb again. God damn. He's the modern day Ron Jeremy. Holy shit. This man is cooking with the grease. Yo, is he going to use the pen? Yes. Why does he have a fucking pen in his hand? I'm like, everything is very odd, right? But I'm not gonna lie, I'm intrigued.
Well, what is also going on side by side?
It looks like he has like a Pokemon or Yu-Gi-Oh collection behind him too.
Parallel to that, you're having experiences with this console, with this system, with this brand. Usually great experiences. And you're probably building a little bit of a community along the way here. You're
building an allegiance.
Friends, whether that be in the playground,
parasocial,
whether that be online, and you're building a group of people that share a similar set of interests.
Oh yeah.
What do people with a similar set of interests tend to want to do? Look out for, defend, and care about their chosen set of interests.
Oh, get the fuck out of here. I was waiting if you were going to say look out for and care for their favorite brand. I was waiting for you to say that because you keep on saying their social economic choices, but that's what it is. They're looking out for PlayStation. They're defending PlayStation, or they're defending Xbox or Nintendo, whatever the fuck the case is. They're defending their multi-million, multi-billion, multi-trillion company. That's what they're doing, and that's why they're cringe, and that's why they get clowned all over social media. That's why they get laughed at, especially when it's grown men who do this, unfortunately.
So please don't just break this down to idiots on the internet. Or
you're saying please, but no. That's exactly what we'll break it down to. I mean, it sounds stupid. All I'm hearing is stupid talking points, right? I mean, it maybe if you bring to the table better talking points than this, to my knowledge, that's what it is. And I think I have the right assessment. I think it's a whole bunch of grown-ass men console warring, looking for validation for their little plastic box, right? That's all that it is. That's the only benefits that exclusives have. So people can say on a list, oh, well, we have this game and you don't have this game. I think it's lame. I think it's extremely lame. And what it seems like is a lot of people agree with that with that mindset, right? And it seems like that kind of bothers you. That's why you're taking shots saying that there's kumbaya content creators, actual gamers who are for games. You know what I mean? It's insane,
Or unwarranted anger, or just stupid
Those beige walls mean he's in his grandma's house. It could be.
fanboys. No, 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 no. It's a
Yes,
lot
yes.
deeper than that. And
Pause. And how is it deeper?
if you do feel betrayed, you do feel angry, you are right to have those feelings. And I think anyone who's holding that against you right now is doing not only you a disservice, but I think video gaming as a whole a disservice. And really showing a level of disrespect to the gamer that is unfortunately becoming all too unique.
All right, well, fuck the gamer who wants to sit here and celebrate exclusives. Fuck him, right? Fuck that gamer who gets his enjoyment out of people not being able to play a game that he enjoys. I would argue that he's not a real gamer, right? 6, I got 5 baby mamas and 10 kids, and I still console war. Are you proud of me? Hey, listen, yo, whatever makes you happy, goddammit. No, if you feel angry or betrayed, you're a loser. Yes. Why are you giving these people false information? Console war apologists want to frame it as if cheering for a sports team and the competition there rather than corpo slaves. Yeah, that's exactly what they are. They're just little corpo bootlickers. Don't get mad that that's what people call it for.
In this industry.
I'm also 55 years old. Okay, shout out to yo.
All too ubiquitous in this industry at the moment. Let's move on to some business
Oh, God.
issues when it comes to exclusives
Oh, God. Now we're getting into business. Is that why we have the pin out?
and what these mean for the gaming industry broadly. Because these two are forgotten by the kumbaya content creators celebrating the emergence of Halo on PlayStation.
Oh, you mean the content creators who focus on games and gamers being able to experience games? You mean they don't bring up the business, right? It's almost like the average gamer doesn't give a fuck about that shit, but go ahead.
And the death of Xbox is some great thing. Exclusives.
6, he's saying you disrespect fanboys. You owe MBG an apology. Hey, man, that's my dog, though, man. I always prop MBG up, right? For the star that he is. The armchair businessman kicks in. Yeah, without a doubt. This is how you know we're dealing with a fanboy, right?
Drive.
And look, he's got the pin. Like, he's sitting there holding this goddamn pin. Why do you have this pin in your hand like this? What is the meaning behind this pin? That's the real question.
A platform forward. What happens when you live in a world
Now he's got it
where
ducked.
everything is accessible everywhere all the time? That is kind of the
I'll tell you what happens. Then, if you want to sell hardware, it's going to actually have to be innovative, right? You're not just going to be able to paywall a game, you know what I mean, and say, oh, this is the only place you can play it, so buy this hardware to buy the game. Then the hardware is going to have to step up, and they're going to have to actually find a way to sell it. Damn, Raymond Webb. Shout out to Raymond Webb. He talking shit about my Falcons. He says, I still feel bad for the Falcons trading Favre. Hey, I feel it, my brother. I feel it for real, man. Shout out to Raymond Webb yet again, goddammit. That boy's been going off. That pin is to track them eyebrows. I don't know what the pin is for, but he's keeping it glued in his hand.
entertainment environment that we live in at the moment, isn't it? Has entertainment gotten better for that? Or have instead we just been shoveled?
That's a great point. Does this guy know PC exists? Yes. That's a great point because all of these games are going over to PC and it doesn't seem like it's affected PlayStation at all, right? If anything, it seems like it's benefited them.
Tons and tons of generic, mediocre, junk content to feel the fact that we can now access it 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Do we want video gaming to go down the same road? Because Microsoft is essentially telling us that
And look, there he goes and looks at his sheet.
that is what they're going to do, which we'll come back to in a second. Exclusives should give your brand an identity.
Oh,
And you
God.
know who is the master of doing this? Of course you do. It's Nintendo. Have
Wow.
Nintendo experimented with doing other things with their brands? You bet.
But I mean, I've heard people have been telling me, aren't they putting their games on mobile?
What do they still, to this very day, primarily use their brands to do?
I love how he's hiding behind Nintendo, right? Because we all know that Sony puts their games on PlayStation, but the funny thing is, you can play Nintendo games on PC. That's where they run the best. And shout out to Raymond Webb again. Sorry, man. I've had so much run. I feel like a pirate. Hey, talk that shit, Raymond. You good over here, dog? Yep, they're putting them on mobile. Can't wait for day and date. Pokemon Champions launch. Hey, that's what's up.
Drive.
Oh, my boy said I've had so much rum. Oh shit. Okay, Raymond's feeling good. Hey, Raymond. If you drinking, then you may need to relax, my brother. You've been going off for real, for real. I'm glad that you're feeling good, though, my brother, on a Monday. For real, for real. Right? Way to bring in Tuesday. That's my dog.
Console sales to say these are 10 out of 10 exquisite experiences, and you can only have them in one place. And that is on our system. That's on the N64, the GameCube, the Wii, the Wii U, the Switch 2. You can only play.
That's a good point. Halo Zilla says Nintendo has their huge catalog of franchises to lean on. Sony abandoned most of their iconic IPs in favor of third-person sad dad games. Yeah, that are mad expensive to make. Nintendo will put games on other platforms soon, I feel. Hey, we'll see. Like I said, either way, if you know where to get it, when it's time, you'll be able to emulate them and play them on PC, right? But, like I said, I don't want Nintendo kicking in my door, so I'll just leave it at that.
Our games on these platforms. And where is Nintendo today? Far and away beyond.
Doing terrible shit. You want to talk about a disrespect to gamers? The fact that they're over here locking down goddamn devices if you pirate or you tamper with your device and everything, terrible for the consumer, right?
Terms when we think about the video game industry, they are far and away the brand leader in my eyes. I mean, look at how deep that brand goes, not just in video gaming, but in broader society as a whole. I mean, it is unfathomable how massive they've become. Look at the launch of the Switch 2. Look at the numbers that they were able to do, driven by, you guessed it, the exclusive games that you're only going to
Yeah, they are also the most anti-consumer. Yeah, true. Isn't his argument destroyed because Nintendo developed their games for poor hardware? I mean, where is Nintendo losing court cases? Yeah, that's true. I mean, I just don't understand how he's going to sit here and talk about how things are good for consumers and then get behind Nintendo. That's kind of odd, right? But I guess this is what he needs to hide behind for his exclusive argument. Even though, like I said, man, Nintendo games run the best on PC, right?
Play on Nintendo Switch.
Goddamn Raymond Webb yet again. Safer to sell crack than emulate Nintendo. Yeah, we'll leave it at that. But goddamn, my boy Raymond's going off.
Let's think about the other side of this, the technical side of exclusives, what that brought to consoles, and also the fact that they drive competition. So exclusive games used to be really important for video game hardware in the sense that they would be technical demonstrations of what the hardware.
Who's this guy? Is he a new act to the collection? Sorry, just tuned in. I don't even know. He's a newer guy. I guess he's a console fanboy apologist. He's been pretty much laying down his opinion on why he thinks that people who criticize console warriors, right? He's calling them the kumbaya content creators. He's thinking that they're actually a disrespect to gamers when the console fanboys, they're the ones who really care about gaming. So definitely worth a listen.
Hardware could do. So if you look at a lot of the 3D console generations, what did you tend to get at launch? A racing game that was exclusive to that platform. And what did they tend to use those racing games for? Hardware performance showcases. Look at the graphics that we can produce here. Look at the frame rate that we can produce here. Look at the technical capabilities of our console if mastered correctly. That's what exclusives used to do. They provided a bar for...
I mean, now we're in the hot tub time machine. I mean, there may have been a time where exclusives were important, but we're far past that time, right? And you can see that by the behavior of the companies, right? Maybe besides Nintendo, even though they are putting their games on mobile. You see it with PlayStation. They're putting their games on other platforms. You see it with Xbox, right? I mean, you can go back in a hot tub time machine, but they moved away from that shit. in today's day and age.
Everyone else to try to reach. And the GameCube is a great example of that.
Yeah.
Rogue
What is he talking about now? This is console word soup. Yeah, you know, this is typically the fanboy route.
Squadron 2.
Whenever they start talking about business, right? And he's got that pen in his hand. Whenever they start talking about business, that's when I knew we were going to take a sharp left turn.
That game was perhaps the ultimate technical showcase for the Nintendo GameCube. I remember playing that in a Toys R Us on a kiosk.
What's funny is how he keeps on peeking over at his notes, right? He keeps on sneaking a peek.
Back in England.
I know this nigga used to get in trouble when he used to cheat back in high school.
And yeah, what would that have been? Like my 10 or 11-year-old brain essentially exploded playing that game. I mean, it was completely mind-blowing, and I knew that the only place I'd be able to play that was on the Nintendo GameCube. So what did I want to get? Not a PS2, not an Xbox, a Nintendo GameCube. And I'll go into my whole story with gaming at some point here on this channel.
Oh, God.
But that's also lost, again, by these Kumbaya content creators.
God. Because nobody gives a fuck about how when you were a kid, how you loved your Nintendo GameCube, right? I mean, holy shit. I mean, get out of here.
Making these technical showcases. Who's going to be really showcasing the hardware? If it's not exclusives, is it just going to be third parties? Well, maybe, but are they ever going to...
I mean, third parties, what's been carrying the industry.
Reach the same level of technical expertise? I guess we'll have to wait.
Yeah, he sounds like a future farm plot acres. Hey, you know, he just might be added. He just might be added for sure.
And see. But I think the real big issue for exclusive games is the fact that they drive competition in this industry. When you had Sony and Microsoft battling it out in the arena for exclusives, you had a hell of a lot of great stuff from both companies. And why? Because they were constantly trying to one-up one another. They were constantly trying to bring people over to their side. You can only...
So is he saying that Microsoft doesn't have good games? He's saying that PlayStation has good games? I mean, what is he trying to say from this? Sigs, let's all sing Kumbaya. I mean, he's talking shit about the Kumbaya content creators, right? Like I said, it sounds like just gamers who think that it's good for gamers to be able to game on their preferred hardware and not have to jump over paywalls. I don't understand why all these guys have to like beat around the bush about their bootlicking. Like, we get it, you're a bootlicker. We get it. When you were a kid, you played a console and it was a magical experience that you hold closely to your heart. What we're saying is we don't give a fuck about none of that shit, right? We give a fuck about saving $1. We don't believe in having to jump over useless paywalls, especially if you find yourself on a PC that you know is going to run better than any of this weak-ass hardware. Why in the fuck would you want to go and buy a Nintendo Switch or a PlayStation to only buy a fucking handful of games? It sounds ridiculous, right? And we're moving away from those times, whether people like this want to accept it or not.
We play this here. And this is better than what the other side has put out. Hold up, no, it's not. Now we've got something that's going to be better than what they've just put out.
Oh my God.
And this went back and forth.
So interesting. And look at him looking at your notes, right? Quit looking at them notes, boy, right? You need to pin it up on the wall or something, dog, right? I mean, that's just odd.
Years. What is Microsoft doing?
Now we got the pen.
And video games, and what it seems like it's going to be producing moving forward. Generic, mass appeal games.
I mean, that's what the whole industry is doing. Generic safe games.
Trying to target TikTok users and Fortnite players. Need I say more?
I mean, is that not where the industry is heading?
Not to, again, throw everyone that uses TikTok or plays Fortnite under the bus.
I mean, shit. Everybody who uses TikTok and plays Fortnite. Do you know how many people that you just mentioned?
But broadly, are these platforms and games that really push any sort of entertainment medium forward in any...
Really? So TikTok hasn't changed like content creation, right? Into like short form content. TikTok hasn't led that in. What's it called? Fortnite hasn't led the charge when it comes to like multiplayer, live service, seasonal games and shit. Like, what the fuck? My boy said, Keeper is generic. Avowed was so mass appealing. Outer Worlds 2 is generic, right? Yeah, like, and Nintendo pushes game tech. I mean, so you guys think he's a Nintendo fanboy. It does sound like he's a Nintendo fanboy for sure.
Meaningful way. Not really. Not really. Especially on the Fortnite side of things.
Especially on the Fortnite side of things. I mean, listen, I may not like Fortnite, but they get so much interaction. They make so much money. Like, you can't downplay their success. So dumb. They were talking about time. That's the ultimate measurement. Exactly. Old That Gamer, 1,000%. When you see how much like time these younger people, I know I'm a younger person, but you see how much time these people spend on TikTok, it takes a lot of time. And all they're saying is, hey, if they're willing to spend a lot of time on their phone doing some shit, right? Maybe they'll spend a lot of time on their phone fucking with our games, fucking with our ecosystem. That's what I'm taking away from it, right? But I guess we'll just have to see.
So if Microsoft is heading down this path of generic mediocrity, mass appeal.
I mean, that's what all these games are, right? All of these games are safe. They all have the same, female leads and shit. They're all fucking safe bullshit games. Let's just keep it 1,000, right?
Is there going to be much of an incentive there for Sony to continue pushing the single player experiences?
And here goes the competition cope. So now we're going to touch on how PlayStation hasn't been putting out games, right? There hasn't been a lot of quantity of games, but now it's Microsoft's fault because Microsoft isn't doing anything. We've never heard this argument before.
That they've been known for now for decades. Is there going to be any incentive for them to carry on doing, or is Sony now going to take its foot off the gas?
Oh.
Hey, you know what? Xbox is kind of out of the race. We know this is probably going to be their last console coming up. We'll just come in with a competitive price, sweep everyone up. They'll be in our net, so to speak.
Yeah.
And then
and be in their net. Yeah. Be out glazing, right? Yes.
We can just kind of do whatever we want with
yes. And you'll support it, right? Because this is what you've been advocating for this whole entire video. They'll say, hey, we have a game or two that you can only play on PlayStation, right? And maybe that won't even be the reason why they buy a PlayStation, right? It's just the casual console, right? That's one thing that we all can admit. PlayStation is the choice that the casuals choose, right? Shout out to Raymond Webb again. Hey, yo, my brother, you've been donating a lot. Shout out to you, man. I mean, holy shit, my boy is on one. What's better than 100-hour plus single player game? That boy Raymond is on one, brother. Hey, man, I appreciate it, dog. But I don't know. I don't understand the route that this logic is going. It's weird to me.
Games with prices, and we.
What I was getting into is, I almost forgot my thought. You're gonna glaze it and you're gonna get behind it. This is what you've been getting behind the whole entire time in your video. This is what you support. But what we've seen when it comes to sales is we've seen that the top selling games on PlayStation is COD, it's Madden, it's FIFA. Those are the games that they're spending their time on, right? Not exclusives, right? And we've seen sales charts all the way back to 1995. And that was the case, right? It was not exclusives that were the top selling games. Just saying, right? He wants to get mad at kumbaya content creators. I will always celebrate gamers getting a chance to play games and not having to jump over a paywall. The fact that upsets you or anything, I think that says a lot about you as a person, right? I think it just shows that you're a little bootlicker.
Sony has a history of getting particularly arrogant as a corporation when they think they're on top of the world. Just go.
But that's a competition, no, right? This is what you celebrate. Competition. They can do that, right? Competition, right?
Back and look at the PS3 launch. And in some ways, Nintendo, too, has done the exact same thing, haven't they?
Yeah, but you're talking about this shit with a smile on your face and your glazing exclusivity.
With their $80 Mario Kart. So if we remove Xbox as a platform, we remove exclusive games over there.
I mean, you can remove exclusive games on a PlayStation, right? And like I said, I've been saying, right, and I'm a little nervous saying it. I don't want Nintendo kicking in my door. We all know that Nintendo games run the best on PC, right? I mean, I don't know.
You're opening up a world that's
But then again, you haven't discussed PC this whole entire video. Interestingly so.
going to be dominated by Nintendo and Sony. And in some ways, they haven't really been in competition with one another the same way Sony and Xbox
Hey,
have.
shout out to Vinicius B. He says Ninja Gaiden 4, Keeper, The Outer Worlds 2 are all different games and far from being generic. That is true.
So they're kind of going to be on their own individual islands, free to do exactly what they want. And that's probably not going to be too great for the consumer. So
Hey, well, that's what you console fanboys. That's what you guys wanted, right? Right. At least you'll get some exclusives, right? At least you'll get more quality, right? You may have to pay more for it, right? But at least you get exclusives, right? You know that's what you guys advocate for.
I'd love to hear what you guys think about this. I think, again, just to reiterate, if you are angry or disappointed or upset about this, I think those are completely...
I think you're a goofball, right? And if you believe a guy like this telling you that it's okay to feel that way, then I think you're even more foolish. And shout out to Kenneth J. Williams, my brother. He says Xbox has more games to show this year and 2026. Yeah, I mean, I think they're doing good with the games. But from what we've discovered tonight, and I've showed this multiple times tonight, is that these guys just really like console sales, right? These guys just want a console war. You sound like a leprechaun there. Yeah, I don't even know what I'm saying. I disagree with everything this dude said. Yes, from the beginning to the start. Like, bravo to you, right? Bravo to you. And shout out Raymond Webb again. Yo, Raymond Webb, we might have to cut you off, dog, right? I know you said you've been drinking that rum, bruh. I appreciate it, my brother. He says, really, where would we be without Windows? That's a great question. That's a great question, for real, for real. My boy Raymond Webb is going off, man. Shout out to Raymond Webb. But shout out to this dude, right? He really went this whole entire video and didn't have a single good point, in my opinion, right? All he did was just kind of cope about the kumbaya content creators. I think he should say some names next time.
Valid feelings. I've kind of gone through them myself with Xbox, but like I said, that was years ago now.
Give this man a propeller hat and a lollipop. This nigga is goofy as fuck. Yeah, that's a good assessment. I can see him with that. That made me laugh a little bit.
I saw this coming from a while back. Go watch my previous videos, and I explained that in quite a bit of detail.
Yeah, go watch. Yeah, go watch.
But let me know what you think. Do you think we're heading into a world of video game golden age? I certainly don't.
A video game golden age. What is this nigga talking about?
Yeah, there are some good games here and there that still do come out. Battlefield 6, I would say one of them.
Battlefield 6.
Not an exclusive, of course, but
not non-exclusive, of course, right? Hey, okay, well, shout out to Raven Webb. He says, listen, I'm not drunk. I'm just a little tipsy. Hey, well, talk your shit then, Raven, by all means. Shout out to my dog, man. I feel it. Talk your shit then, man. This guy is silly, man.
Proving that it is still possible to make great games, but they're few and far between. I mean, if you go and look back at some...
Crikey, that's a big one, isn't it? Yeah. Xbox Insider Program is asking gamers about Yote. Is it coming to Xbox? Shit, I don't know. You're on the Xbox Insider Program?
These old years.
I mean, shit, when it comes to PC, you'll be able to play it on Xbox.
Of video game launches. I mean, look at 2007, 2008, 2009. The games that came out just in those years alone.
The hot tub time machine, right? Wow. Yeah, I think he's got what it takes to be a PlayStation fanboy, or just a fanboy apologist, definitely. Right? Because the kumbaya content creators, they definitely need some opposition, right? So shout out. That was Shooter Stu. Shout out to him, man. That was actually a pleasant watch. Even though I disagreed with a lot of things that he had to say. Definitely was interesting.